Hello guys, it's Alex again with another video. Oh my god, today I'm really not too sure what I can tell you. It wasn't a good day by any standards. I mean, by you know my history. I haven't had good days at all, pretty much. So saying that today is not a good day is going to be even worse than usual. Uh, I am still trying to figure out strategy adjustments. My strategies, I'm not too happy with it. I'm trying to figure out new strategies, for example, reversal strategies, but I don't yet have scanners for that, stock scanners. So I'm going to need to work on that. Because honestly, in this slow market like we've been in recently, momentum just isn't really working out. That being said, today, the first 10 minutes of the market actually were quite active. But my problem was that I got distracted. I got a call at I believe 9:29 or 9:28, and just before the market opened, and I was trying to get rid of that caller as fast as I could, and I believe I did manage to get rid of that caller around 9:31 or 32. But some stocks already had moved, and I missed that. And even now, being back in the market, I was still very distracted with all kinds of things on my mind, and I didn't do a good job. I did a really terrible job. In fact, my first trade today was KNDI, and I my entry was stellar. I got in at 723, and the low here is like 719 or 716. You can see. So 723 is pretty much the low of day. I got in steadily, precisely. I bought in here because I was seeing that buyers were coming in and had just like pre-market. Let me go back a little bit. Pre-market, it had done a big rise. Here you can see this, a really massive, massive spike pre-market, and it was just selling off right out of the market outside, like as the market opened, it started selling off. But then as the sellers kind of got squeezed out and I saw buyers coming in, I got in on that as well. So it was breaking out a little bit, maybe 10 cents, but it then pulled back and I got nervous, so I did get out, and really just as I got out it started rising pretty really almost seconds after I got out. It started breaking above high of day and even higher, and you can see in just a couple of minutes it rose a full dollar, and that could have been my gain had I just held on a little bit longer. But I got out too soon, and this is the same problem that I counted yesterday. My entries are getting better, but my exits are still quite bad. Usually I kind of get out, yeah, prematurely without giving the stocks enough time. And this is, well, it's just I'm afraid, let's put it this way, I want to cut my losses early. So what I end up doing is cutting them a little bit too early, and then missing out on some moves. Now I still have to figure this out. I traded this a second time, or in fact I missed a good trading opportunity here in this area where it was going. You see, it had spiked up quite a bit slowly, but like spiked up quite a bit, and then it was kind of hitting this sell wall at 820. At 820, there was, I believe, when I checked around this time, something like 20,000 share seller here, and no real buyers to buy that up. But it touched that a little bit, like again a little bit after that, a little bit later, and then I was watching it again in this area for the break of 820, and I didn't get in because I was kind of waiting hesitantly to see if it's going to break, but then it broke and it just spiked up so fast. I didn't get an opportunity to get in. I mean, I did trade it, I think here, and again I got out prematurely, and then here and I got out prematurely. So this was just like super bad. Here, getting out prematurely was good because it ended up fading more, but here, obviously, it was clearly prematurely because it just ended up rising, just just ended up continuing up. This was bad phrasing in English. Excuse me. In any case, these were two of my trades. I did many more trades on KNDI, but most of them just to kind of like play around, not seriously, and I did make some money, but that was That was not really interesting because essentially I was going in huge shares for 2 or 3 cents or 5 cents to make myself feel better. Huge share sizes like 15,000 shares and just for a couple of cents to make me feel better. Nothing I would do in real life or I could do in real life. So yeah, I would probably get suffocated in fees if I had done it in real life. So I ended up then canceling out and trying to get some losing trades to get down again to the level I was pretty much before I started making myself feel better. So just ignore the amount of shares here. The other two stocks I traded were HDBX and Riot. And those were quite late in the day, around 10:30, and they started doing something, but then nothing happened. HDBX, I got in here in this candle with a wick, quite long wick to the upside, and I got in to the high of that, hoping it will continue because I did see here this one. If you look at the volume down here, you see rising volume, and I was hoping, okay, maybe this will continue and then it'll go a little bit. We'll see. I don't know how far it would have gone, maybe just a couple of cents, but I was just testing it out. It ended up not doing this, and instead just fading. And to be honest, this range is super small. It might look big, but it's 8 cents. This is 8 cents. So really, this was nothing worth investing in fact, because the most upside you could have here, even if this full range comes in again, is 8 cents, and that's really nothing. Riot, on the other hand, well, not on the other hand, was exactly the same. In fact, we were seeing it touching 380 as major resistance level almost 2 times earlier today, and it didn't quite break that. So I was watching it as it approached that level again for a possible break, and as it broke, I got in. But then it just broke it really roughly and then started fading, really barely, and then started fading. So again, I got out with a tiny loss on this one. Now we can look into the video to look at these trades. There's nothing much to say really. We're going to look at them live. And oh yeah, by the way, I'm sorry, I forgot mentioning that. Because of my call earlier the day, I forgot to record my first trade. So here you can see already the first trade being done at the very beginning of the video. I got in 723. It rose a little bit, got out at 722, and now we're already at 765, right? And let me speed this up to 4. Yeah, you can ignore what I'm saying here. Just watch this. I missed this one. I did get in here. I realized, oh, this was my previous trade. I did get in a little bit later for a continuation, but I got in too high, and it just, it just didn't resolve anything. So this is quite frustrating. I think I got in here as soon as this one stopped going further down and just kind of started going sideways, and looked like it's gonna get back up. I think no, I was not. So yeah, I could have done this at 770 for another almost 30 cents, or maybe 20 cents. I don't know. I did get in here, but this didn't resolve to anything. So that was just really a bad trade. Now the one that I missed. Yeah, here, this is the resistance level I was talking about at 820. You can see some sellers here, but it's, yeah, okay. This is going too fast. Let me go back again. Yeah, you can see here, now it's just 130 times 100, so 13,000 shares. It used to be a lot more than that, but this is still quite sizable. So I was waiting for this, might it break or not? And it actually broke it super quickly. Here you can see, like within 1 second, it spiked from 820 to 827. And at this point in time, I was thinking, okay, maybe this is too late. but then it kept rising, and I was like, okay, maybe there is some more power in it. Let's see. And I just see right now it's risen to a new high of day. Maybe I'll trade it in a little bit after this video. But here you saw how I got in here and just covered just as it got out. Trying again here. Oh my God, I'm trying again here, and it's just not working out. So yeah, this is pulling back too far. So I'm kind of like, okay, no, I might want to get out of this one. Nothing much is happening here. 117.30. Now we're looking at HTBX, and this one, yeah, ignore this. This was my feel-good trading, just making myself feel better on 15,000 shares. Here, I saw this spike to 154, and I saw this volume, and I thought, maybe something is happening. These buyers don't look too many. I mean, there's a lot of sellers as well, but maybe there's going to be more buyers coming in pushing this higher. However, it didn't. As I mentioned, it didn't. It just kind of goes sideways, touches this high again, and then just starts fading, and I just cover my loss. This is it, really. And then 24.20. Now looking at right down here, and this is the 380 level I was talking about. You can see a lot of sellers here at 378. Quite a lot. Oh my God, this is almost 17,000 shares, and then he has 5,000 shares at 80. So some major levels to pass through, and it did break through, and here I got in on this one, hoping for a continuation. However, didn't happen. It didn't happen. There are some sellers coming in, pushing it a little bit higher, but there's a lot buyers. I'm sorry. But there's a lot of sellers, and at every point in time, and buyers are just not strong enough. They're just not strong enough. So we can continue watching this, but you already know what's going to happen, which is nothing. As long as this is going sideways, I'm still holding on to it. But as soon as it kind of breaks to essentially approach the bottom of this candle, that's the maximum that I'm willing to risk. So as soon as it's kind of like, okay, this is half, it's getting even further than half, and I got out right here because this was 380, and I thought, 380 is this previous thing like resistance level, so it might be support now, but it might also just be nothing. That's what it was. So yeah, I'm babbling on. Nothing happened. Let me get out of here. See what happened here. I did a nice move from roughly 840 to 860 here. Well, that could have been interesting, but I didn't see it. So yeah, again, like the first 10 minutes, I was just simply not too distracted to make good decisions, and that was a big problem, because you need to be fresh and sharp to make good decisions in trading, right? So I didn't do that. My entry was actually stellar, but my exit was just terrible. I always buy, and then it doesn't go anywhere, and excuse me, no, I got distracted again. I always buy, and then as soon as it kind of shows a little bit of resistance, I'm, with the goal in mind to cut my losses, I just get out. But then maybe it'll just hold that level, and it'll keep going and rise quite quickly. So I'm still need to practice this. I tried stop losses previously. If you watched my previous videos, that didn't work out too well, because then in the end I cannot sell with the stop loss still active. I don't know exactly how to manage this. Also, I want to check out new strategies, different strategies, and I need to figure out how to implement them with what I currently have. So yeah, let's just keep going and see what happens. And yeah, have a good day. I hope if you traded today, you were doing better than me. There were good opportunities in the beginning of the market, and then it's just kind of nothing happened. So let's see how it continues in the future. Goodbye.